Making headlines, President appeals not to antagonize India as it is one of the closest friend and ally of the Maldives. President inaugurates clean drinking water services in Hinnavaru Island. And a bomb blast close to a compound of Afghanistan's National Intelligence Agency in the capital kills at least 3 people and wounding 1.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Nasma Abdul Mohsen and this is PSM News. President Abdullah Yamin Abdul Qayyum appeals not to antagonize India as it is one of the closest friends and allies of the Maldives. During his speech at Velidu Island of Noon Atoll, President Yamin urged to not engage in creating negativity towards India. Criticizing that a handful of the opposition, local and international media are trying to create a rift between Maldives and India, the president advised to abstain from such acts. Highlighting the recent free trade agreement between the Maldives and China, President Yamin affirmed that it would bring several opportunities to the country. He underlined that the agreement will have no impact on diplomatic or political relations with any other country. On this context, the president added that the government is currently working towards establishing a free trade agreement with India. Highlighting that Indian assistance formed an invaluable contribution to the Maldives, President Yamin reiterated that his administration would never entertain negative sentiments towards India. The president expressed that Maldives and India have very close and long-standing relations and noted that a number of Maldivian students study in India, with many Maldivians traveling to India for medical treatment, while a lot of Indian citizens work in Maldives. President Yamin has made several visits to India since he took office in 2013. In this regard, the president visited India with a high-level delegation on a state visit in January 2014, which was his first official visit abroad. He also attended the swearing-in ceremony of Prime Minister Narendra Modi in May 2014. In 2016, President Yamin visited New Delhi on a 2-day visit. As close and friendly neighbors, India and Maldives share ethnic, linguistic, cultural, religious and commercial links steeped in antiquity and enjoy cordial and multidimensional relations. India was among the first to recognize Maldives after its independence in 1965 and to establish diplomatic relations with the country. India established its mission in Male in 1972. President Abdullah Yamin Abdul Qayyum inaugurates clean drinking water services in Hinnavaru Island of Lavian Atoll. The clean drinking water supply system funded by United States Agency for International Development USAID in Hinnavaru uses 2 plants to produce 80 cubic meters of water per day. According to Ministry of Environment and Energy, the system will supply clean water to 700 households and industrial zones in the island. The $3.8 million project to establish clean drinking water services in Hinnavaru was launched in December 2015 and completed in May 2017. Addressing the ceremony held to inaugurate the clean drinking water services, President Yamin stated that the government obtained loans to conduct development projects for the advancement of the community and thanked USAID and UNOPS for the continued support. Since 2013, the Maldivian government has completed the establishment of clean drinking water services in 17 islands, with projects ongoing in another 22 islands. Furthermore, the government has also completed the establishment of sewerage services in 18 islands, with projects undergoing in another 35 islands. The government aims to provide clean drinking water services and sewerage services to 70% of the Maldivian population by November 2018. President Abdullah Yamin Abdul Qayyum officially inaugurates the newly built harbour of Kendo Island of Baitor. President Yamin also officially launched the installation project of clean drinking water services in the island. The Clean Drinking Water Services project, which was developed by Mohan Mutha Exports Private Limited, uses 2 plants to produce 1 ton of water per day. In addition, the storage tank also has the capacity to store 50 tons of water. Addressing the residents of Kendo Island, President Yamin stated that Maldives has attained major developmental goals in the past 4 years and that the country strives to be a self-sufficient country. Since 2013, the Maldivian government has invested about $104 million to develop harbours in various islands. The government completes the land reclamation and beach protection projects of Edafushi Island of Baitor. At a ceremony held at the harbour area of Edafushi Island, the President unveiled the memorial place to mark the completion of the projects. Addressing the ceremony, President Yamin stated that with the newly reclaimed land area of Edafushi, the biggest concern of the islanders has been addressed. The President assured that his administration would remain dedicated to facilitate development to the community. At the ceremony, Minister of Environment and Energy Thorik Ibrahim launched the project to establish a desalination plant and freshwater network in the island. The 2 reverse osmosis plants to be installed under the project is expected to produce 8 tons of water per day. In addition, the storage tank to be established in Edafushi would have the capacity to store 1,800 tons of water. Maldives Media Institute (MMI) conducts a children's drama production workshop. The workshop was held at PSM Radio Building on December 24th and 25th. The workshop was conducted by NHK expert Yoichiro Takahashi. MMI revealed that the core objective of the workshop was to provide participants with innovative and creative skills in the field of drama production. MMI further revealed that the workshop provided participants with specialist production crafts and provided extensive knowledge of fiction form. The workshop held on December 24th and 25th was conducted by Senior Program Director of Japan Broadcasting Corporation, Yoichiro Takahashi. The Japanese film and television director is also an international award winner who won his first award for his debut film, Fishes, in August in 1998.
Lumun Icon Shower Cream Filuade Bacteria Icon Shower Cream Fembaralum Furihamofa Lumun Icon Shower Cream Filuade Bacteria Icon Shower Cream Fembaralum Furihamofa
Maldives Islamic Bank MIB expands its services to Formula City. According to MIB, the new opening will offer a complete range of banking products and services compliant with the Islamic Sharia, which include deposit and investment accounts, consumer and business financing facilities, trade finance, remittance, electronic banking and other ancillary services. MIB stated that opening of the new branch is in line with the strategic plan to expand its network to the islands of Maldives. MIB added that it will support Maldives Monetary Authority's call for financial inclusion to tap the growing needs of the population and at the same time to contribute to the socio-economic development of the local community. MIB currently operates branches in Male City, Hulumale, Ardu City, Thinadu Island and Kurdufushi Island. MIB said it has further plans of expansion of its services and branches to be executed in 2018. A bomb blast close to a compound of Afghanistan's National Intelligence Agency in the capital Kabul killed at least 6 people and wounds 2.
Government officials said the blast comes a week after IS militants claimed an attack on a training facility of the same agency in Kabul that ended when the attackers were killed before causing significant casualties. An official said the explosion occurred close to the entrance of the National Directorate for Security. Spokesman for the Ministry of Public Health Ismail Kausi said at least 3 dead and 1 wounded had been taken to the city hospitals. There was no immediate claim of responsibility.
Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi says China will continue to expand the Belt and Road Initiative and take an active part in the global governance next year. He made the remarks in an exclusive interview with China Central Television's CCTV when talking about China's all-round international plans for next year.
With 2018 just around the corner, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi briefed the media on the outlook for China's foreign affairs in the coming year. In 2018, China will host 4 major diplomatic events, which are the Boao Forum for Asia, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit, the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, and the China International Import Expo. The Chinese Foreign Minister said these diplomatic events will be hosted to open a new chapter of win-win cooperation between China and the world. Furthermore, Wang Yi said that China will implement the outcomes of the Belt and Road Forum for International Cooperation, create its follow-up mechanisms, and adhere to the principle of achieving shared growth through discussion and collaboration. Wang added that China will focus on building infrastructure and international cooperation in production capacity, develop major passageways and economic corridors, and comprehensively expand the Belt and Road Initiative. The minister noted that China will be deeply involved in global governance, guiding the economic globalization towards a more inclusive and universally beneficial rebalance pattern. He said China will implement the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, push forward international cooperation on climate change and combating terrorism, participate in drawing up rules in emerging fields like the cyberspace and outer space, and continue to oppose all forms of protectionism in 2018.
Japan praises the latest United Nations sanctions against North Korea.
The United Nations Security Council unanimously imposed new sanctions on North Korea on Friday for its recent intercontinental ballistic missile test, seeking to limit its access to refined petroleum products and crude oil and its earning from workers abroad. The United Nations resolution seeks to ban nearly 90% of refined petroleum exports to North Korea by capping them at 500,000 barrels a year, and in a last-minute change demands the repatriation of North Koreans working abroad within 24 months instead of 12 months as first proposed. The US drafted resolution also caps crude oil supplies to North Korea at 4 million barrels a year and commits the Council to further reductions if it were to conduct another nuclear test or launch another ICBM. North Korea's foreign ministry said the latest United Nations sanctions against the country are an act of war and tantamount to a complete economic blockade against the country. State-run television KRT quoted its foreign ministry saying that North Korea defined the sanctions resolution reached up by the US and its followers as a grave infringement upon the sovereignty of the state and as an act of war violating peace and stability in the Korean peninsula. It added that the North will further consolidate its self-defense nuclear deterrence aimed at fundamentally eradicating the US nuclear threats, blackmail and hostile moves by establishing the practical balance of force.
The first ship enters Hodeidah port after the Arab military coalition fighting Houthi rebels in Yemen said on Wednesday it would open the port for a month for aid to flow through.
A sales representative of the Red Sea port said the ship carrying fuel was due to enter the port 50 days ago, but was returned on November 6th when the blockade started. The Arab coalition closed air, land and sea access to the Arabian Peninsula to stop the flow of arms to the Houthis from Iran. The action came after Saudi Arabia intercepted a missile fired toward its capital, Riyadh. The United Nations has said some 7 million people in Yemen are on the brink of famine and nearly 900,000 have been infected with cholera, which is a waterborne disease that causes acute diarrhea and dehydration. Earlier this month, the coalition said it would allow aid deliveries through the government-held port of Aden. However, around 80% of Yemen's food imports arrive through Hodeidah. Aid groups said commercial access to Yemen for food and fuel shipments was also needed. The entry of a fuel ship to Hodeidah port means that the areas hardest hit by war, malnutrition and cholera can now fuel their hospital generators, cooking fuel and water pumps, alleviating some of the pressure on the people in northern Yemen.
Lumun Icon Shower Cream Filuade Bacteria Icon Shower Cream Pembaralam Furi Hamofa. Lumun Icon Shower Cream Filuade Bacteria Icon Shower Cream Pembaralam Furi Hamofa.
Three-time Grand Slam champion Serena Williams will play her first match since the birth of her daughter when she faces off against French Open winner Jelena Ostapenko at the Mubadala World Tennis Championship in Abu Dhabi next week.
The match will be the 36-year-old Serena Williams' first in almost a year as she prepares to try to defend her Australian Open crown in January, which was a title she captured earlier this year while pregnant. Williams gave birth on September 1st to her daughter Alexis Olympia Ohanian Jr. Williams and Ostapenko will be the first women to participate in the 10th edition of the Mubadala World Tennis Championship, which has long marked the beginning of the men's global tennis season. The non-ranking championship runs from December 28th to 30th.
Star Wars: The Last Jedi continues to dominate the US box office over the weekend.
To show me my place in all this.
According to boxofficemojo.com, the sci-fi sequel added another $68.5 million to its current box office tally of $365 million over the long weekend. Amongst the slew of new releases, ranking in second Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle, which stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Kevin Hart, amongst others. It is off to a solid start, having taken an estimated $34 million this weekend, bringing its total to $50 million.
I hate this game. Everybody else got good stuff.
New release Pitch Perfect 3 came in third with a weekend haul of between $20.5 million. The Greatest Showman starring Hugh Jackman, Zac Efron and Zendaya in a headline musical brought in $8.5 million in its debut. Rounding the top 5 this weekend is Ferdinand, that racked up $7 million, bringing its total tally to $26.5 million.
Look at me and think big. You think scary. You think...
These days, artificial intelligence is so advanced that robots trade shares, make restaurant suggestions and diagnose diseases. But can a robot get a dance floor jumping?
It is a question that Prague's Karlovy Lazne Music Club has endeavored to answer by employing a specially adapted former automotive industry robot as a DJ in the popular night spot. The robot is shaped like a giant arm capped with a pincer and has shared deck duties at the club with its human programmer in an hourly rotation each night for the last 3 weeks. The club manager Adam Lipsansky said that he is unique certainly in Europe and maybe even in the world. The DJ robot was created after the club's management challenged a robotics firm to the task. Equipped with special software to help it choose songs and mounted on a stage above the club's dance floor, the robot selects discs from nearby racks and puts them into one of 3 music players in front of it. It can scratch records and also dances.
The robot is very cool. I never thought that it's possible like this. I saw it the first time and I like it very much.
While some clubbers told Reuters that they enjoyed the robot's musical efforts, others remained unconvinced.
I don't like the robot because it can't feel what people want to dance to. There's no emotion behind the music. When there's a real person, he knows what the vibe is like.
And that's all we have for you right now. Thank you for watching. Have a very pleasant day.